You made it to the last episode of the First Time Home Buyer series. My name is Jane Lindo and I'm a realtor with the Perfect House team at the Real Estate Group here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. This is episode 11, final episode, and today we're talking about closing day. So I had to put my suit on for this because this is a day of celebration. But before we get to the celebration, we have to sign some paperwork before you can get those keys to your perfect house and celebrate. So one of the first things that we'll have to take care of is the closing cost. And that depends. Every transaction is different. Everyone that purchases a home doesn't necessarily have to pay closing costs. It depends on the offer that you submitted. So in this market, chances are you're going to pay closing costs because it's very competitive. There's a high demand from buyers. So in these situations, most times buyers are paying all of the closing costs or at least half of it or a portion of it. So let's assume that you'll be paying closing costs. This is one of the things that you'll be doing on this day. But ahead of time, a few days before that, the lender will reach out to you to let you know, hey, this is how much you're going to be paying in closing costs. You can have those funds ready, whether it's via check or wire transfer, or however you're going to pay that money. You can get those funds ready for closing day. And then something that the seller will be taking care of is signing any documents related to the transfer of ownership, because this is the day that you'll be securing your legal ownership of your new perfect house. Then some things that you have to sign will be settlement statement. That's the first thing. And that's going to list all the costs related to this transaction, so you know exactly what you're paying for. Then you're going to be signing the mortgage note, which is basically saying you're going to pay your lender back. And then you'll be signing the mortgage or deed trust, which is basically securing the mortgage note. So after those things are signed, then the title company and any other documents that needs to be signed, the title company will be registering a new deed of this property in your name because you're the new owner of this perfect house. And then, like I said, any other documents that needs to be signed, we'll walk through this process. It's not going to be check the, sign here, sign here, sign here, and not explain. One thing, I think it's very important. Throughout the whole process, but especially when it comes to signing any contracts, is you need to be educated. You need to know what you're signing, and we're going to walk through each step. And I'm going to make sure that all parties that are involved are going to be there and are going to be present to make sure that it's as smooth of a transition, as smooth of a day as possible for you, because every party will explain their part when it's time for you to sign. So the lender will explain what you're signing, the title company representative will explain what you're signing for them, I'll explain anything that you need to sign, and that way you're fully informed of this whole closing date process. Then once everything is signed, we're all good to go, everything looks fine, and we double check that there's no surprises on these contracts. Your monthly loan payment is the same, everything looks good. Now we can hand over the keys to you and you can get ready to move into your new perfect house. And then now we can celebrate this achievement of buying your first home. So like I said before, this was the final episode. I thank all of you that have stayed with me through this whole process in this series. This is for anyone that's looking to buy their first home. Whether you live in Hampton Roads area or not, whether I'm honored enough to work with you or not, I just wanted to educate people on this process. Whether you're going to buy a home next year or 2 years from now, it's never too early to start thinking about the process and start planning and getting those gears going so you know what you're getting into. So whether you live in an area or not, whether you work with me or not, you know what to expect as far as the level of service you should receive and what should be done during this whole process, so you can make the best decision possible when it comes to your first home. And even if you're buying a second home, maybe you haven't bought a home in several years and the first time you did it, it wasn't a smooth process. This is just so you know what you may have missed, with the realtor or the agent that, represented you, so you know what to expect next time around. So if this was helpful, I hope that you'll share it with someone. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button below. It's going to be a lot more content coming in 2021. I'm going to be doing videos, with members of my team on the Perfect House team, so we have a lot of great content to come. So please stay tuned for that. If you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook, please hit the like button below, share it, comment. Any feedback would be appreciated. If you or someone is looking to buy or sell, here in the Hampton Roads area, or if it's outside, as long as it's in Virginia, just let me know. And I would love to be a resource for you and help you in any way you can, in any way I can. So thank you very much for staying tuned. Stay tuned for the next one.